The journey to the cavern of endless echoes was harsh. The mountains grew jagged, their peaks hidden in storm clouds. Every step brought colder winds, and the forest around them grew twisted, as if drained of life. Nutong carried the jar strapped to his back. It pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat, sending chills through him. Sometimes he swore he heard whispers inside, voices muttering in a language he did not know. Tukshong walked beside him, spear in hand. "Brother," he said quietly, the elder's warning. "About betrayal? Do you think he meant us?" Nutong shook his head, though doubt flickered in his eyes. "He meant the shadows will try to divide us. They feed on distrust. We must not let them." For 3 days they climbed until finally, before dawn, they stood at the mouth of the cavern. A gaping maw of black stone stretched into the earth, breathing out cold air that smelled of rot and ash. From deep within came a low hum, as if the mountain itself was chanting. Tukshong shivered. "This is no place for the living." They lit torches and entered. The walls glistened with strange markings, claw-like scratches, runes that pulsed faintly with light. Every sound echoed back at them, louder than it should have been. As they ventured deeper, the jar trembled violently. The whispers grew clearer. Nutong, Tukshong. The cousins froze. The voices were their own, repeating words they had not spoken. Then came Chongneng's voice, deep and commanding. "Grandson, you are not strong enough. Leave the jar. Save yourself." Nutong's chest tightened. He knew it was a trick, but the sound of his grandfather's voice nearly broke his resolve. Tukshong growled, "Ignore it. They want to break you." But then another voice spoke, softer, familiar. It was Nutong's mother. "My son, you will die here. Do not follow the path of your grandfather. Turn back before it is too late." Nutong staggered, clutching his head. The echoes swirled around them, filling the cavern with a storm of voices, loved ones, ancestors, even children crying. Tukshong grabbed his arm. "Brother, look at me. These are not real. Do you hear me? They are lies." Nutong's breath came heavy, his mind clouded. The jar rattled on his back, glowing with a sickly black light. Suddenly, the cavern floor split open ahead, revealing a vast chamber. At its center was a pit of swirling darkness, deeper than sight. From it rose a shape tall, broad, cloaked in shadow, its eyes burning like fire. The whispers fell silent. A voice thundered, shaking the cavern walls. "At last, the blood of Chongneng brings me home." The Shadow King had awakened. His gaze fell on the two cousins, his eyes burning with ancient hatred. "So the bait takes the hook. You are a fool, boy, to bring me this power." Nutong held up the jar. It pulsed with a terrible light, revealing the swirling blackness within. Alive, hungry, the Shadow King reached out, tendrils of darkness snaking towards the jar. Nutong stumbled back, knocking over a rock. It tumbled down the chasm, disappearing into the endless dark. A roar echoed in response, shaking the very foundations of the cavern. The earth trembled as the pit widened, tendrils of shadow reaching out like grasping claws. The Shadow King laughed, a sound that scraped against their souls. "The first taste of blood after so long. Yes, I can feel my strength returning." His eyes flashed with malevolent glee. "And you will help me take what is mine, crush those who stand in my way. You will be my champion, grandson of Chongneng, heir to the dragon's blood. Join me, and together we shall rule this world in darkness." He lunged, tendrils binding Nutong, pulling him toward the gaping chasm. "No tongue, help me!" Tu Shan cried out, rushing forward with spear raised. The Shadow King swatted him away like a fly, sending him crashing into the wall. Blood trickled from his mouth. The cousins were separated. Nutong thrashed, struggling against the tendrils. But they were like iron chains binding him. The jar slipped from his grasp and fell to the ground with a sickening thud. The Shadow King recoiled, snarling in frustration as the connection was severed. For a moment all was still. Then the jar began to glow with a sickly green light, growing brighter, revealing a churning blackness within. It reached out, tendrils of darkness lashing out. The Shadow King roared, delight and pain twisting his voice. "You tricked me," he hissed, turning to face his grandson. The cavern trembled again. As the pit widened, tendrils whipping back and forth like hungry serpents. "You will pay for that, boy, along with everyone you hold dear. This world will know only darkness. And you, grandson, will be the first to kneel before me." With a final burst of speed, he vanished into the writhing blackness. Nutong stumbled back, fear gripping his heart. The jar lay shattered at his feet, tendrils of shadow oozing out. Tukshong struggled to his knees beside him, spear clattering from his grasp, blood-stained. His lips. "Brother, are you all right?" Nutong cried, rushing to his side. Tukshong nodded, pushing himself up. "We must leave now," he gasped, clutching his side. "The cavern. It's unstable. It won't hold." They didn't need to be told twice. As they fled, the cavern groaned, rocks stumbling down around them. They raced on, desperate to escape the echoing wrath of the awakened evil. The path behind them crumbled, sealing their fate. They would never get out now. Trapped, cornered by their own doing, Nutong wanted to scream, to tear at his own flesh in anguish, but the terror in his gut spurred him on. Tukshong was right. There was no turning back. Only one narrow tunnel stretched before them, descending ever downward into the belly of the mountain. Torches flickered, casting dancing shadows on the slick cave walls. The air grew thick and heavy, reeking of mildew and something else, something ancient and evil stirring. After what felt like hours, the passage opened into a vast cavern. In its center lay a pool of still water, reflecting the flickering torchlight. But what truly caught their breath was what lay coiled at its edge, a slumbering form wreathed in shadow. As they watched, horrified, it uncoiled, rising to reveal a dragon. Its scales glistened like obsidian, eyes burning with an otherworldly fire. It spread its immense wings, blotting out the light. Its gaze settled on the cousins, and in that instant, Nutong knew this was the guardian of the Cavern of Echoes, imprisoned here for millennia. Until the jar was brought to awaken it, the dragon spoke, its voice echoing with ancient power. "So the seal is broken. What brings you here, intruders?" Its eyes narrowed, fixing on Nutong. "You bear the mark of Chongneng, so you are kin to the one who imprisoned me here, and yet you come seeking my aid." Nutong swallowed, fear tightening his throat. How could they hope to bargain with such a creature? Yet there was no other choice. Turning back meant certain death at the hands of the Shadow King. Hope flickered. Perhaps this dragon, bound by some ancient pact, might ally with them against the encroaching darkness. He stepped forward, meeting the dragon's gaze directly. "I am Nutong, grandson of Chongneng. We mean you no harm. We only seek to stop the Shadow King from using your prison as his own." The dragon snorted, smoke curling from its nostrils. "You presume much, little cub. Why should I care about some petty tyrant from beyond the veil? My only concern is breaking free of this accursed prison. Then help us break the Shadow King's hold over this realm," Nutong pleaded. "Without your aid, we cannot win. Please, I beg of you." He saw a flicker of conflict in the dragon's eyes, a war between ancient grudges and a weariness of imprisonment. Finally, the dragon sighed, a gust of wind extinguishing their torches. "Very well, I will grant you your boon, but know this, young one, I do this out of self-interest. If aiding you means freedom, then so be it." Nutong nodded eagerly. It was better to have an ally, however begrudging, than none at all. The dragon spread its wings, enveloping them in shadow. "Now lead the way. I have waited too long to bask in the light of day once more."